For 15 years, the teachers, parents, and students of Brookfield Academy believed one thing about Mr. Elias. If he said it, it was probably true. Not because he was proud. Quite the opposite. He was the kind of teacher every parent prayed their child would have. He stayed behind after school to help struggling students. He quietly bought notebooks for children whose parents couldn't afford them. He remembered birthdays, noticed when someone skipped lunch, and somehow always knew when a child was pretending to be okay. Mr. Elias loved his students, and because they trusted him, they believed his judgment, until the day he was completely wrong. There was one little girl in his class named Amara. If you had walked into the classroom, you probably would have noticed her too. While everyone copied from the board, Amara often stared out the window. Her homework was usually unfinished. Her handwriting looked rushed. Whenever Mr. Elias asked a question, she lowered her eyes instead of raising her hand. He encouraged her. He stayed after class with her. He spoke gently. He even gave her extra practice. But nothing seemed to change. One afternoon, after marking another incomplete assignment, Mr. Elias placed the exercise book on her desk. "Amara, you're capable of so much more than this." She nodded softly. "I know. Then why don't you show it?" She said nothing. So he picked up his red pen, and at the top of her paper, he wrote just 6 words. "You are better than this." He believed he was encouraging her. He had no idea those 6 words would convince her that her teacher only saw her failures. Weeks later, Brookfield Academy held its annual exhibition. Students proudly displayed volcano models, science projects, paintings, and handmade crafts. Amara arrived carrying something different, a small wooden box. Simple, plain, easy to overlook. Curious, Mr. Elias opened it, and suddenly, the noise around him disappeared. Inside were dozens of pencil sketches, not ordinary children's drawings. Faces filled with emotion, old hands worn by time, smiling children, families embracing. Every sketch looked alive. He stared at them in disbelief. "Amara, who taught you to draw like this?" "No one." "Then how did you learn?" "I draw every night." He looked at her completely confused. "Why didn't you ever tell me?" She hesitated, then quietly said something he would never forget. "Because I thought you only wanted to see the things I was bad at." For a moment, Mr. Elias couldn't speak. Not because she had hurt him, but because she hadn't. She had simply told the truth. For months, he had measured everything Amara couldn't do. He had never stopped to ask what she could. A few days later, Mr. Elias visited Amara's home. And that's when he finally saw the chapter of her life she never brought into the classroom. Every afternoon after school, Amara cared for her grandmother, whose eyesight was slowly fading. She cooked, cleaned, helped around the house. Only after everyone had fallen asleep did she sit beneath a small lamp and quietly draw. She wasn't lazy. She was carrying responsibilities far heavier than any child should. The next morning, Mr. Elias walked into class looking different. The room fell silent. He looked at Amara, then at the rest of the students. "Before today's lesson, I need to apologize." Every child froze. Teachers corrected students. Students apologized to teachers. But teachers almost never apologized in front of an entire class. "Amara, I thought I understood you." "I didn't. I judged your silence without asking what your silence was carrying. I was wrong." Years later, Amara became a celebrated artist whose work inspired people around the world. Reporters often asked her the same question: "Who discovered your talent?" She always smiled before answering, "No one discovered my talent. They discovered their mistake." Because the greatest teachers aren't the ones who are never wrong. They're the ones humble enough to admit it.